Welcome to Smoke Signals, everyone. I'm Matt Montgomery, along with head football coach and athletic director Wayne Coleman. Coach, you played 2 football games last Friday night. You had a first half and you had a second half, and my goodness, what resilience your team showed coming back like that, down 41-21 at the half, and you outscored them 28-7 in the second half to win it by 1.
Yeah, our kids showed their conditioning. Our kids never gave up. It was a hot and humid night. That played a factor in the game. And some halftime adjustments helped also.
You said that at the half you were going to go in and make some defensive adjustments. And Coach, when I looked at the stats at the end of the game, you had over 500 yards of offense. You threw the ball, 52 times, and 81 plays. I just would not have thought that with the wing T offense Palestine ran. You just didn't think you were going to get that many shots.
No, you wouldn't expect to get to 80 plays in a game against a wing T offense. But a lot of that was due to they had a big play offense, a lot of big runs against us, and then we were able to steal possessions from them. So they only ended up with 41 or 42 plays. We doubled them up play count, and that was big in the end.
You said going into the game with all the players they had going both ways, that might be a factor. Do you think that was what contributed to it? Because, your guys made plays, but it did seem like that your guys pushed a little bit harder, especially in that fourth quarter.
We were able to finish better than them. We were in a lot better shape. They had a lot of kids cramping up. And then the momentum shift also was huge in the second half. You can play through the cramps a little easier when you're the team with all the momentum.
Going for 2. Talk about your thought process in making that decision.
I think every coach, if you've coached long enough, you've got certain 2-point plays that you're, 99% sure this play is going to work. And we felt real good about ours, especially against the defense they were running. And it was just a situation where I didn't want to be in a deal where we were going to have to go back out on defense in a tied game and try to keep them from, keeping the ball for 5 minutes and finishing the game out on us. So I wanted to take the lead right there and put the pressure on them.
And you stole 2 possessions to start that second half with 2 onside kicks, and you got both of them.
And what's crazy is Santos, as a freshman last year, was doing that regularly on Thursday nights. He's got a great touch on his onside kicks, so we've got a lot of confidence in him.
Lots of highlights for this ball game. 49-48, Jacksonville gets the win. Let's look at some of them right now. Here's Carpenter with a slant for 70. This looks like what we've seen.
Yeah, it's just like we practice it. I've had a lot of success on that with him.
And here's the next play, same play, other way. Very frustrating. You get the illegal lineman downfield.
Yeah, maybe a little slow getting the ball out. Our center trips and accidentally goes downfield.
And here's that onside, one of the onside kicks. Carpenter, boom.
Yeah, Santos does a great job on those.
Here's a tough run after the catch by Chris Carpenter. I think he's down right here. I thought he's going down, and he just fights through it.
Yeah, just great individual effort there. We're getting better on the offense line at blocking those screens, but Chris finished that play really strong.
And this was our congratulations play of the game. The hook and ladder, boom, works perfectly.
Again, great finish by Aaron Richardson. The kids executed when they had to.
Fumble recovery here, Justin.
Yeah, Griffin makes a big play there. I wish he would just fall on it, not try to pick that up.
He's going to score.
You're probably not going anywhere, Justin.
Yeah. Here's Clater to Carpenter for the big first down conversion. Coach, that was huge. You had 8, I think I counted 8 fourth down conversions. Never heard of that.
Yeah, really big for us Friday night. And the kids, some nights you can't execute what you practice, and the other nights everything goes right.
And here's the 2-pointer to Casey.
Yeah, felt real good about that right there with the coverages that we've been seeing all night.
So Palestine with their back against the wall, and who else to seal the game? The player of the game, Chris Carpenter.
Great finish by him. Just puts an exclamation mark on that game for him.
11 catches, 260 yards. Patrick, as I said, threw 52 times, 380 yards, 4 touchdowns. But, Coach, with all the passing and throwing and everything, your running game really was effective the other night. Great game by Aaron carrying the ball, 63 yards.
Yeah, he made some tough runs. And there in the fourth quarter when you're just trying to, eat some clock up, it's really vital when you just got to get 2 or 3 first downs. And he did a great job on that.
How good does it feel to have a game like this where you preach and practice about finishing, about staying after it, and the game's not over, for that down 20 at the half to come back and win like that?
Sometimes you have to see it to believe it, and kids are just, they're like anybody else. I can tell them a lot of things, but until they see it happen, they don't know if they really believe it. So the game cannot be won in the first half, no matter what the score is in the first half. The game has to be finished in the fourth quarter, and now they believe it. And there might be another time this year where we're down a couple touchdowns, and we're not going to panic because we've been in this situation now.
You have a game like that, Coach, where the first game was obviously just a wash. It was tough to come back on the road against a rival like that and stay on the field with them. You got to feel good about the resiliency of your players.
I do. I feel good about our attitude. We, there was maybe a little grumbling. We got to make plays and that kind of stuff. But there's no negativity. And we went to the locker room, it was quiet. It wasn't anybody griping at each other. It was, okay, how are we going to fix this? And coaches did a great job of coming up with a different plan.
And there was no panic. I mean, when you're down 3 scores, and you got to realize that they still had a lot of yards in the second half too. You just didn't fold. I mean, it was tied up, and they scored, got the penalty call back, and that would have been a 14-point swing in there in the fourth quarter with 7 minutes to go. You get the ball back on a fumble at the 20, and you drive down and get the score, and man, you're back in it.
Yeah, and it's, you can handle physical mistakes, like the lineman downfield getting a touchdown call back. He wasn't trying to go downfield. He stumbles and trips and ends up downfield, and we get a touchdown call back. What you can't handle are the mental mistakes, like the touchdown they had called back. That was a totally mental mistake, totally avoidable for them. So as long as you're not beating yourself, then you've always got a chance, and that's what I like about this team right now.
Jacksonville gets the win 49-48. This week it's homecoming back at historic Tomato Bowl. Henderson comes in. Coach, this is a team that their first game, they just demolished one of your district teams, White House. White House only got 70 yards of total offense against Henderson. And then Henderson has to face Pleasant Grove, the number 1 team in the state, if you're looking at whatever poll you're looking at between them and Carthage. Then they take it on the chin 40-7. This is a good Henderson football team, probably a top 10 team in 4A.
Oh, there's no doubt. They've got a great team, and they ran into a buzzsaw in Pleasant Grove last week. But no, they're definitely a top 10 team. Their quarterback is outstanding. I'm talking about one of the best players in East Texas, if not the state. We're going to really have our hands full stopping him. And then defensively, they run to the ball so well, and they run a lot of stunts. And they're very similar to Carthage defensively and the problems they present. So it's a big challenge for us, especially on homecoming week.
Yeah, all the activities and things going on, and coach's nightmare during his homecoming week with all the stuff going on and the focus. Yeah, Caleb Medford, I mean, it seems like this guy's been playing at Henderson for 10 years. He's the quarterback you're talking about, and just an athlete, a guy that you got to stop.
He is, and the thing about Caleb, he's like a 4-sport athlete. He is just a well-rounded, good student, good athlete, great leader for Henderson High School. And he presents a big challenge for us.
Physically, watch some film on Henderson. Their defense, you said, they get to the football, Coach. They swarm, and they were in a similar situation that y'all were in last week when you played Palestine's wing T. That's kind of what Pleasant Grove does. And so that was interesting for them to try to stop that as well. But defensively, they do get to the ball.
They do, and they'll be more comfortable this week not playing the wing T. They were having to deal with the same issues we were having to deal with trying to stop a wing T offense last week. And they'll be more comfortable against our spread. That's something they're used to seeing. And we're going to have to be creative. Obviously, we're going to throw the football, and they know it. And so it'll be interesting to see how they decide to try to defend that.
What are the keys for your team to get the win?
Keep growing, keep focusing on the little things. We're not doing a lot of things to beat ourselves. Now, we didn't tackle very well. Palestine did a great job of running the wing T, but we got to make the other team earn everything they get. And if we call a stunt on defense, we got to run the stunt on defense. We can't be doing our own thing. all 11 guys have to work together defensively. And on offense, we've got to protect our quarterback and give him time to throw because he can throw the ball really well. And we've got some receivers that can make plays. And we've got to keep spreading the ball around. We've got to be ready for them to double cover Carpenter. So we've got, plans in place for that. So we are going to try to be creative on offense and keep the defense off balance.
Well, it's Jacksonville versus Henderson, another long-time rivalry at Tomato Bowl this Friday night, 7:30 kickoff. All the festivities for homecoming start at 7 o'clock. We'll be on the air on jhs-sports.com at 6:45. Hope to see you there. For head coach Wayne Coleman, I'm Matt Montgomery. We'll see you next time right here on Smoke Signals.